The Whine and Cheese Show is a Metaverse and NFT discussion and interview series brought to you by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment and host BEN68 and Morecheeese. Warning: the information and opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved and contains content not suitable for anyone.
G'day and welcome to Season 1, Episode 36 of the Whine and Cheese in the Metaverses Show.
Today we talked to DaCruz from Cam's Fan Central Metaventure about his life outside the metaverse, how he came into the metaverse, his current projects, and what he's looking forward to in Upland.
So limber up and get yourself ready to cruise on through another super shitty episode of
The Worst Show Ever.
Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese. Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese. Cheese. One is a wanker, one's slinging stunts. One's from Australia, one's from the Bronx. Talking about the metaverse and NFTs. Interviewing all the real crypto G's.
Hello, this is Morecheeese with the Whine and Cheese and Metaverses show. We are on episode 36 already. Who would have thought 36. The worst show ever would be still going?
Yes, chugging along.
We have Cam with us. He's going to be talking about his projects, talking about himself. Has a huge giveaway towards the middle to the end of the show. So make sure you watch the whole friggin' show, because I know some of you are like, oh, I didn't watch the whole show.
Yeah, they just fast forward to get to the sicko bit.
Yeah,
and slackers trying to get that free Morecheeese stuff.
Yeah, you have to watch the whole show. Like that. That's why we're being sneaky. You never know when it's going to show up.
You got to start saying passwords in the middle or something. You got to type passwords.
But this isn't
that
live.
Hasn't worked out. Yeah. That hasn't worked out well so far because Cheese just cheats.
I know. I do cheat. I don't like the.
Now, Cam, is he our third return guest? I think he might be.
Well, we had him when we did that round table type thing with
Scoobs.
Yeah, but I don't. Yep. This isn't like a. This is the first like legit all about Cam kind of thing, right? Yep.
Yeah. I don't think I've been back since then. That was a while ago, huh? It's been a bit.
Yeah,
it was. Indeed.
I'd love to do that thing again. That was pretty awesome. All of us together, just like bullshit.
Ragging on the roadmap.
Yeah, this sucks. I love you, Upland, but come on. All right, so we have a lot of freaking stuff to go through today. This is pretty awesome. Do you want to say a real brief about Upland, because that is our obsession, our main obsession. They had the hackathon video out today where they explained a few things about the hackathon and had a Q&A, and it was quite interesting because they brought up something like escrow and UPX and Spark. And it seems like this will be something that they're looking to kind of have the community work on to kind of create a way of doing things for upcoming Metaventures, upcoming building rentals. I know someone asked them, will this be used when doing renting out apartments and buildings? And they said this could definitely lead to that. So that's really awesome. One thing that was said that got me a little nervous, maybe they messed up, hopefully they messed up, was something about selling Spark, like to each other.
Selling, not loaning.
Not loaning.
Wow, that just seems like the multi-accounters are going to have a field day. The multi-up Spark Week level uppers will have a field day there.
That was what I thought. That was the first thing that went through my head. I mean, I would try to get as much as I can, like the hungry hippo I am, but I'm sure I'd be fighting with a bunch of really rich top 10 1%ers of Upland.
Why would they do that instead of just putting more supply available for sale directly to them?
for people who want to get out. Cam, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, like, I really think that one of the genius things they've done is Spark, and the fact that, like, you can leave the game anytime if you really want to, but if you put in time here, now you're just leaving money on the table. Like, you can stake an apartment for a month, but you'll be back.
Yeah, if you want to make use of that that funds, especially if you bought it, absolutely.
I think they should be
Interesting.
able to sell it back to Upland.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I mean, we already have people like Abdul. Nothing wrong with him doing it, but he's just diving in and buying those little sparklets, and he has amassed a shitload of spark now. And more power to him, but I don't know that having a few people amass all the sparks really a good thing.
I know, that's what I think is going to happen if they allow people to sell their spark. Like 10 people will hold all the spark.
Yeah,
We won't be able to do anything. So Upland, please think of that. Think of that.
Right. We'll
So
watch
let's-
this space then.
Yeah, let's go to our first article, our spiel. I can't
Yeah,
do.
this was a funny one that I saw last night when I was having a look through.
I gotta do share instead of stop recording. Okay.
So old mate Seth Green can no longer make his NFT show after his bored ape was stolen.
Oh no!
I mean,
So,
I can't imagine something like this. Like, do you think that maybe it was, yeah, I can't see this mistake happening to somebody like him. Do you think this was a like bad publicity is good publicity type thing, or hey, I was gonna do this show and they stole my thing, so now like I can't, like, did he really have a show? Was this all made up? Was this set up sort of thing? I'm a skeptic.
I guess you're always going to have a bit of a conspiracy hat on there, but it seemed like legit. Like we know with NFTs and that sort of thing, it's all about the IP, and he's gone ahead and put together this whole production surrounding the IP for his Bored Ape NFT, and then he's had it fished out along with a bunch of others, and now he's trying to get it back through Twitter or something. So yeah, apparently fell to a phishing scam.
I got to imagine if it were that important, you'd spend, I mean, next to any amount to get that back. And if not, if he doesn't get that back, I kind of gotta agree with Cheese. Like this NFT is so important it ruined a show. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like I can't see it being something as like
It's kind of.
You don't lose a $2 million. You lose like a $2 million NFT and just be like,
Well, his is not that valuable. It's it sold for $200,000, so which is still quite a big chunk. But you got to think, if he was to produce a show from it, he's going to make way more money from it than that. And it's gone on to be this kind of legal thing where, because he doesn't own on the blockchain, he does not own that NFT anymore. So he can't legally go ahead and publish that show because he doesn't own the IP anymore. So it's kind of created this strange, like, legal precedent that's being played out at the moment as far as, ownership of NFTs and whatnot.
Another thing I thought of, why admit to such a big fuck up? Why not just go get another ape that looks similar, change the show around, like tweak it a bit so that it's your new ape, right?
Well, he's got an attachment to it.
Oh.
I mean, if you had, I think if you had, like, I don't know, if that were me and I got fished, I'm on the low gonna send that guy a 2x, 3x, 4x off or whatever it takes to get that shit back, and maybe talk about it after, like, oh, show was almost ruined because of it. I don't know. It just seems weird. I'm not saying that it definitely, I mean, it could be 100% above board. This shit happens to people all the time, but it just seems weird.
Yeah, he's apparently trying to get it back through this, whoever got a Dark Wing 84 or something via Twitter. So maybe he's hoping by going public, it'll put a bit of pressure on the guy. But I think by going public, all he's going to do is pump the price up.
He is Darkwing, Ben. In my mind, he is Darkwing, and this is just a promotional scheme. That's my take on it.
So it kind of reminds me back in the, the 2017, 2018 ICO days where you'd have all these YouTube influencers get hacked live on their show. Oh my God, somebody's hacking my 100 Bitcoin. Oh crap, help. Yeah, sure, mate.
And how is he going to sue this person when they purchased something that they didn't know was stolen?
Yeah, no, I forget what the actual details are. It's not really about suing him. I'll have to look into it further, but there was some legal precedent playing out.
Because this is what he said. The art was stolen, he said via Twitter. A buyer who purchased stolen art with real money and refuses to return it.
Yeah.
It is not legally entitled to exploitation usage of the underlying IP. It'll go to court, but I prefer to meet Darkwing before that. Seems we'd have a lot in common. I don't know. It seems entitled to me. I'm done with this article. It made me angry.
Right. We'll keep an eye on it and see how it plays out, because it is kind of an interesting precedent that it will set. So
I like Seth Green, but get wrecked, Seth Green.
Exactly. That's the perfect comment to end this article on.
I don't know. I mean, everyone's open to being fished, so I've got a bit of sympathy there if it's true. So
not tripping.
I love this one.
Say it. I want to hear you say it, but say it like not like me.
Well,
say it like New York.
I'm not going to say it like New York. I'm going to say it like Queensland. That's where I'm from. Not tripping. Tripping. I don't know. Can you even understand that? I remember when I first moved to Japan, when I was living with an English guy that had never left England and an American guy that had never left America. And I was talking about the water. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, the water. I was going on about the water or something. And I had to talk like, the water.
Water. I mean, if the guy from America was from the Bronx, he would have got you right away.
Yeah.
Because we're very lazy with our talking too.
From Oklahoma or somewhere.
Yeah, it's not a real state.
All right, so we got here, not tripping. Solana overtakes Ethereum in daily NFT trading volume. That's pretty massive.
That's crazy, because I know the guy, whatever his name is, said that they're gonna be updating ETH in August.
Yep. So yes.
From what I understand, unless I have a misunderstanding of the situation, even with the update, Ethereum's gas fees are still going to be where they're at almost. I mean, it's going to come down, but I think Solana and stuff like this is going to continue to overtake it unless they make a real good partnership with an Upland type figure to really.
I hope they don't. Oh, I don't like ETH. I'm a Polygon. Go ahead, Ben. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm going to pull up a tweet, so keep going.
Yeah, like I'm a big Matic fan. I like the wrap ETH. I use it in OpenSea. I think it came about and solved the problem that ETH is like dragging its feet to solve. So we'll see. I'm glad Solana is trying to overtake ETH, and I hope more. I'm glad Solana did overtake ETH, and I'm grabbing as much Matic as I can while it's really low.
Absolutely. Yeah, the tweet that I pulled up. So don't go hating on Ethereum too much, because Michael S on Twitter tweeted recently, big news, the Wax Ethereum bridge appeared today, and he said Upland won't be far behind. So assuming that's true, that's big things on the way.
Whoa.
Wait, what? Say that again? Upland? He mentions Upland?
Well, Michael S is an Upland player, so he's found in the news somewhere that the Wax Ethereum bridge appeared today. Like, I'm not 100% sure if that's legit or what it means. Like, obviously, I know what it means, but and he just mentioned, because he's an Upland player, that Upland won't be far behind. So there has been talk for a long time about more than just Wax NFTs being implemented in Upland. So don't go hating on the old Ethereum just yet.
We still have
crypto. I mean, those crypto kitties had to get imported, right?
Yep, that's right. So that was Ethereum. Yep. So yes. Speaking of Solana Cheese, do you want to stop share screen and I'll put mine up? Thank you. And now you said you were gobbling up some Matic, and of course you're not a financial advisor, and neither am I, and neither are Cam. So all that good stuff. This is the Solana price against Tether, on the weekly. So this is the weekly chart. Cheese, you're a day trader. What do you make of this chart? Not financial advice.
Well, here's the thing. I'm a day trader of stocks, not blockchain. With blockchain, I'm more of a holder. I see this and I say, Solana, see, I don't know. Like, I'm more of a Doge, Bitcoin and Matic holder. So this, it looks like, I'm not really familiar with Sol, so I can't really say.
Seeing everything that Solana's doing in the NFT space, I looked into it myself, and yeah, this is one of, like, I've been waiting on the sidelines for 3 years to start buying crypto again, and this is one of the ones that I've started to daily cost average into, because articles like that, like Solana's now overtaken Ethereum, that might be temporary, but like Cam said, like, if Ethereum doesn't get its act sorted out, they're just going to get overtaken, and it's going to be old tech sort of thing. So I saw this chart and I went, oh yes, that's what I've been waiting for.
It's a lot of see, this kind of chart would make me happy in what I do, only because I sell contracts. So I look forward to lower lows going down, because the lower it goes, the more money I make. But this is not something that looks very positive, because as you see, like, it kind of goes down, up a little bit, goes down, up a little bit, goes down.
Well, this is indicative of the entire crypto market at present. So if you look at any chart at the moment, it's it's pretty bad.
Like, I'd rather have a straight down, than kind of like a.
Discount bounces all around right now, though.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to do your own research, people.
Can you put up Matic, or is that?
Yep, I should be able to just talk among yourselves briefly.
So Cam. Oh, I don't know. Polygon. There it goes.
What is this?
What time frame do you want on?
Same one, same time frame.
Don't mind me. I literally just found myself. I thought I left the cafe an hour ago, and then someone just started talking, and I was like, "Oh,
you're like, who are you?"
I thought Goldie popped in here for a sec. I was like, "What is this?"
That would be fun if he did.
Oh no, here we go. So see, just as well you took over the share screen, because my donkey doesn't like doing stuff. So this is Polygon Matic on the weekly chart. So
this is 1 week.
So this is the weekly chart, yeah. So each candle's the week. So you can see it's pretty similar. Everything's just dumping hard.
That is a mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you look at all of them, it's very similar.
Yeah. This is such a great chance to buy in.
Yeah, so this is why, this is why I do dollar cost averaging. I put the balance that I'm willing to lose every week, I put that in, and it just automatically comes out and buys my target coins once a day. Yeah. And I'm going to ride that all the way to the bottom and all the way back again. But yes. Alrighty. What else we got, Chase?
We have, let's share screen. I ain't tripping. All right, so NFL partners with Mythical Games for NFT-based video game. NFT-based video game.
Yeah, the reason I bought.
Trying to a baseball player.
That's a very good point. So that's interesting here. The reason I brought this article up is it's kind of cool to see that the NFL is willing to do these partnerships with different projects. We know that in Upland we have the NFLPA. What do you think the disconnect is there between the NFL the NFLPA? Is it only a matter of time before the NFL comes on board officially? Cam, you're probably the best person to speak to.
I actually think it's very strategic, and I think that the way the NFL did this was a win-win, and it was brilliant. So the NFL is going to want to be like the NBA and everybody else and go with more traditional cards, more like stuff that's open to a more traditional market, I feel like. But to separate and let the NFLPA go off and do its own thing, they can use both ends of the coin. If the NFLPA project goes off, they can say, wow, look at this NFL project. It's just, the NFLPA, that's us. Look at what we're doing over here too. This is awesome. But if the NFLPA screws up whatever they go and do, they use that at the table when the next time contracts come up and go, you guys can't even manage your brand at all. Like, why are you coming to us asking for more money? Like, I think the NFL played that brilliantly.
All right.
Yes.
Do we
that does
know?
mention.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say it does mention the NFLPA there. The NFL and NFL Players Association
Ooh.
announced a new partnership on Wednesday with gaming technology studio Mythical Games to introduce an NFT-based video. Yep. So that's cool. So maybe it will be another bridge. If the NFLPA is established in Upland, and we've got the stadiums and all that sort of stuff, maybe it can bridge out as well as in.
Hopefully. Yeah, that would be great if they kept evolving the NFLPA legits in Upland to something like this. It says So Rare. Is anybody familiar with who So Rare is?
I've heard it. I think we might have mentioned it in some other thing before.
All right. I'm just trying to see if any of this is like linked to Animoca in any way.
And that just said Major League Baseball. So,
Yeah.
The baseball as well to create NFT-based fantasy games. So, we've been talking about for a while that it's all just the leading edge. It's all going to happen. So.
Oh, yeah.
Not to veer too far, but do we think that they're just on a pause, or what's going on with the whole soccer thing? You still see that if you go to the webpage.
I think it will happen. I just think that they are so kind of backed up and wanting to put stuff out that they're. Yeah, to be honest, if I'm going to be honest, I don't think they're even going to do international this year. I don't see it happening.
This year? Wow. That's a big call.
I can agree with that. I kind of think that we'll see soccer in tandem with international. And I could also see them having obligations to the NFL and needing a certain thing, like a certain threshold met before they can move on and start messing with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it depends. Like soccer could mean anything. Like they could just be talking about the national bloody thing in America. But if they're talking about the European kind of soccer situation, it may be the case where they're not wanting to get in bed with something that isn't a proven product yet. So maybe they're waiting to see how the NFLPA all plays out and whatnot. But, that's all pure speculation,
Yeah.
No, that's fair. But I'd rather Upland hold out and prove or whatever it takes to get the international soccer versus, not that I wouldn't want the MLS, but the American traction for soccer is just not there. It's in the international community.
Absolutely. All right, so that's another one we'll keep our peepers on.
So what is this? How fashion brands are targeting the emerging metaverse.
Yeah, so we've been talking about this since this show started, Cheese, how, the metaverse and NFTs lends itself to branding, basically, especially fashion branding and that sort of stuff. So, yeah, we've talked at length about how different companies are getting involved and, there's New York Fashion Week in the metaverse and all that sort of stuff. So it's all snowballing. And this is, what is it, Dolce & Gabbana or something?
Yeah, Dolce & Gabbana grabbed the record for the most expensive suit ever sold. It's digital. The glass suit fetched 1 million USD. That's 351.4 ETH. Holy smoly. What?
There you
I
go.
can't even wear it.
For an NFT dress, yeah.
NFT dress last October, and the broader D&G NFT collection banked US 6 million from buyers wanting to access the Italian designer's exclusive virtual clothing.
And there's your favorite word in there, Cheese. I can see Animoca brands.
Where do you see? Oh, influencing. Oh, you read it, Ben. You have a better like reading voice than I do.
Wow, that's debatable. Influencing culture and the associated soft power is an incredible opportunity for businesses wanting to stay relevant. Says founder and chief of Animoca Brands.
Animoca.
Yes. Virtual clothing and digital fashion are a natural extension for people already using social media filters on platforms like Snapchat and Instagram. The comfort with which we operate in digital environments is how brands will capitalize in the momentous cultural shift.
That is
They will want to sell products as well as have a presence in what we are now calling the metaverse. Absolutely.
That is crazy.
Yes. I should say too, because we didn't touch on it yet. We've been talking about that Formula One NFT the last few shows. That the car did sell for, what was it, Cheese? 210 Ethereum, which was about $420,000 US at the time. So
yeah,
that was pretty crazy. But yes, fashion. What do you think about that, Cam? You get yourself $1 million dress or something?
I'm already searching for Walmart's brand.
Awesome.
Nice. Now, Cheese, does it mention anywhere if this is tied up with any specific metaverse product? Like being Animoca, it's liable to be a bit of everything. What's Animoca's? That's the sandbox, isn't it? Is that their main one?
So.
Yeah, they have their little digital toes dipped in so many things. Let's see if I can kind of find it.
Yeah, so like they've got a picture of a what is that, an over the shoulder bag sort of thing? Yeah.
A virtual Gucci bag sold for more than $4,500 above the real life price. Jesus.
That's crazy. And we talked about that in the UDU podcast this week, like that Genesis car that's going off in Upland. That may be far more valuable than most people's in real life cars.
That's true. I didn't even think of that. Like we're so amazed with this because we can't really associate to it. But then if we kind of compare it to what we like and are used to in Upland, we could definitely associate ourselves with the value. Like yep. Yeah, I could see that NFT going for like 25K in real life, but where someone else would be like, oh, what the heck,
Yeah,
wow.
That's people always say, well, I can just right click and save it and then I've got it for free. And I heard someone recently, I don't know where I heard it, they said, yeah, you can take a screenshot of my bank account, but you don't have my money. That's a good way to put it out there.
This is true.
Yeah.
If I take a picture of the Mona Lisa, I don't own it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, so that's cool. And I think the next article that I had there, Cheese, is also kind of fashiony and brands, isn't it? Yeah, how beauty.
Sorry.
So now we're talking about beauty products as well,
That is weird.
What? How?
Like lipstick. I don't see how cream, this is, all right, I need to read some of this. It seems somewhat crazy that an industry like beauty, rooted in sensory experiences, where personal touch and physical treatments are king, is being transformed and reinvented for a virtual world where you can't feel, smell, or literally touch what's in front of you, but it's happening. And brands are quickly having to adapt and learn how to establish themselves in digital realm. That's stupid.
No,
am I
not.
just an old person saying,
yes.
Oh,
you are a stupid old person.
Oh my God.
And here's the reason why. Okay, bear with me.
Tell me.
2 weeks ago, I think it was, we talked about an article that showed a headset that can do haptic virtual kissing, where it connects through your brain wiring or something, and it can make you feel like you have the sensation of kissing not only on your lips but inside your mouth and all this sort of thing. Now imagine that you had an NFT for chapstick or some flavored lip gloss or something. And if you have that NFT associated with that, then that completely changes the experience associated with that haptic kissing thing. But anyway,
But then you would have to figure out a way to kind of download this scent into the air as you're kissing, so that they can feel and taste the chapstick.
Yeah, well, we did that too. Somebody did there was some tasting thing the other. We talked about that as well. But yeah, I could see this as being a thing for sure.
I think that it will be a thing, but to me, that's one of those things, like, wouldn't you just make your avatar the way you want? Like, I can kind of see clothing, but like makeup,
Here's the thing with that. We're gonna start seeing metaverses partnering with these people, and your avatar is going to be basic, but if you want your skin to shine or have highlights or have like lush lips or lash extensions, you're going to have to upgrade. You're going to have to pay, because they're going to be partnering with these people. So you're going to have like a basic bitch avatar unless you put some of these products on your avatar and look like fabulous.
Sure. And there'll be plastic surgeon NFTs where you go and get your duck lips and all sorts of stuff. You watch it. They could go micro as hell with this, and it is going to be the case. We've seen this with the cookie cutter NFTs. Like it was chameleons, and then it's donkeys, and then it's God knows rabbits, and there'll be 1,000 of these products, and the ones that have any real functionality and value will survive. But yeah, in the meantime, it'll be every man and his dog trying to come up with some sort of angle to make some money on it. So.
Like, imagine being in a metaverse where your avatar actually ages and you have to buy these products to keep yourself young. You have to get virtual facelifts to keep yourself young. That's scary, man. That's like so weird.
I'm going to stop fighting these trendy things that I know will come and go, because as much as it seems weird in the digital space, like fidget spinners, those things were going for like $20, and then stores couldn't get rid of them for a quarter. We have all this stuff in real world, I guess.
But it's like the pet rock. That's something like, it's apples to oranges, I think. I think this is something as more kind of viruses come out, as more people get used to isolation, as more people start kind of not wanting to leave the house as much, you're going to or more company, like you're seeing actual companies come into the space, whereas in the pet rock or the fidget spinner is just like a trend that was happening, like the Tickle Me Elmo. I think this hasn't even begun yet, and it's going to begin, and it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, fashion, beauty products, it's all happening. And then I think that's creepy.
That is creepy.
Well, maybe it could even be the case of it unlocks different Snapchat filters or stuff like that. Like if you have the NFT associated, well, when you take your selfies or whatever, you can have that applied somehow, or who knows.
You should have trademarked that before you just said that.
Yeah, no, I'm sure every idea that you've had's been done by somebody already. There's not many original ideas left. Yeah. And I think that last article, Cheese, that kind of rounds things off well. So we've got the fashion, we've got the beauty, and then the last one is the music metaverse is almost ready to conquer the world.
Yes, this I like to hear.
Yeah. Cheese, are you able to, I know you hate me giving you directions. Can you increase the zoom? Yes, thank you. Thank you.
You got it.
Save my poor eyes. So, yes, what do we got here?
Go ahead, Ben.
Megan the Stallion, I've never heard of her, meets the gays, wags her tongue and winks. The Houston rap superstar is standing what seems like inches from my face, wearing a black and gold bodysuit at the end of a song from Enter the Hottyverse, her new virtual reality project. Beneath my headset, I feel flushed and flummoxed. What is this, a bloody Playboy letter. The performance in which Megan raps and twerks from inside a ring of fire is uncomfortably convincing.
Oh, so
There we
like
go. Now
it's right there in front of you. Like it's like her butt is right there.
And he goes on to say, to someone who still primarily engages with music through streaming, physical media, and the all too rare live gig, Enter the Hottiverse seems different, galvanizing, new. The full half-hour VR concert film, which combines live action footage with computer-generated backdrops, sold out the first stop of an ongoing tour through movie theaters nationwide, according to Amaze VR. There we go.
Wow.
So like bring the concert right into your living room sort of thing.
Yeah,
Should we
there's a
watch
picture
this?
there where it just looks bizarre, like people sitting in their theater seats all wearing headsets. That looks freaky as.
That seems like a broken concept right there to me. Like, just go to the concert. Like,
That's right, yeah.
I'll do this at home. I would do
Yep.
this at home for sure. This looks silly.
Like for that, you're still getting dressed up, you're still going out, you still got to get the babysitter, you still got to get a taxi. Yeah, that seems very bizarre to go to all that trouble and then sit there with the headset on. So I mean, that's
Wow.
good for the artists. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to go on tour and get on airplanes and hotels and whatnot. But yeah, interesting.
She's gonna fall out.
I guess for the time being, right, people, this isn't like as much as it's widely available, it's not widely adopted yet. So like not these people don't have this shit in their home. But if I could comfortably do this in my house, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I would.
That's a very good point. So that'll probably give people, that might be the gateway drug into going fully down the rabbit hole.
Dude, you spend a few $100 once and now you spend like $30 for a concert ticket you could do at your house instead of like 70, 80, whatever the trade-off is. Like it's already, you're saving money, you're not going out. Like no, that could be it. I think you're right. Some music could be the push that everybody's just like, all right, fuck it.
It's
Yeah,
the
I mean,
introvert's dream come true.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Iron Maiden's about to, well, I think they've just got back on tour again. And like my wife and I have seen them a couple of times and we're debating whether to go and see them in Brisbane, but it's such a pain. Like we got to get somebody to look after the kids. Then we got to drive all the way up there or try and get a train. It's a major drama. Like if this, I would pay double the money of the concert ticket to be able to have like a full on VR experience at home. Absolutely, I would.
Hear me on this. Imagine they have the concert still for the people that want to go, but then they have a drone that's flying around, just a drone that's completely dedicated to getting it, and it's getting like in, and you're getting a full good view. And if you have this headset on, that's what you're seeing, like that.
Yeah,
Oof.
that would be epic. Yeah, well,
Like
you should have copyrighted that, Cam.
There was a chance for me to go see a Radiohead concert, and I loved Radiohead. I would have, died to see that concert. It was so, but I have anxiety. Like I can't, I used to be able to go to these things. I can't do it anymore. And if I was able to do it via VR, I would definitely buy a ticket and do it that way.
Yeah, I mean, nothing will ever replace how awesome it is to go to a live show, but it is a logistical pain in the ass, especially if you got kids. And then you get there and drinks are, it's $12 for a beer, and the line up to go to the toilet's like a mile long, and there's pros and cons.
You also open up a whole huge market to things that people would never go to. I want to go to Coachella every year. I'm not
Yes.
fucking going through the hassle of traveling to going to Coachella.
This is true. And imagine this was around when they had the Fry Festival.
Yeah.
No one would have been stuck. You would have
Dude, they would have made all their money back to pay back all of these people just off the VR experience of the suffering.
Yeah. And imagine you're an Uber fan of a band. Like if you're lucky and they come to your town or whatever, or close to your city, you might see them once. But if you're an Uber fan, you might be able to watch the entire tour. So yeah,
I would have loved to be VR fly on the wall and see all those people stranded. Is that bad? That's bad. Moving on.
I think that wraps us up. Now, Cheese, you did say that Cam had some big giveaway to run. What's that all about?
Oh yeah. So Cam has come to us with an opportunity that he wants to give a chance to win a small townhouse in a Metaventure packed dog patch. So basically, what did you have to do to enter this contest, Cam?
So if you, Mexican Town is a community project we kind of got going on at the moment. We're at 25% built, and I have different milestones set up at 25, 50, 75%, and then whether we hit 100%, which is obviously probably not obtainable, or community collections, whichever comes first. But at 25% here, we've hit it. And everybody who has a house built has their name entered, and they get 1 ticket per built structure.
All right.
Cool idea.
That is really cool. Oh my gosh. That's a really cool idea. I like that.
So this person is going to win. Is there already a structure built on the dog patch property?
Yes.
Wow.
I got my phone as the camera right now, but I sent it to Cheese earlier. I think it's 914 Minnesota Ave in Dog Patch. It's already got a, you can move right in. It's already got the small townhouse on it.
Dog Patch is one of the most famous OG neighborhood projects in the Upland game. So yeah, in
And this
Genesis
is it right
City, San
here.
Francisco.
Yep, you got,
Cool.
and it's right next to Nisha's shop, right next to, and I mean, it's right next to all of them, right? Dog Patch is tiny.
And
Now,
look
wait
at
a
that.
second.
Yep, go ahead.
Is this a small townhouse or a regular townhouse?
That's a small townhouse, unfortunately.
right.
Yeah, with
Not
the
that
curved
rich.
roof.
It looks big. Oh, it looks big to me. All right.
But that's
still.
Cam's paid 450,000 UPEX for that. So if you're the winner, I would advise you to not send the minimum offer, send a burner swap through so that you can keep that net value.
Oh, good call. Good call. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. So all right, let's see who's going to win it, Cheese.
Let's see. Boop. And let me do a little shuffle. Boop, 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 boop. And kaboom. Wheel music via cheese.
Who we
Wheel
got?
music via cheese. Oh my god, it's gonna be big dollars! Yay!
Big dollars.
Big dollars. Yes, let's go. Big
That's
dollars.
my brother.
Congratulations.
Congrats, big
Big.
dollars.
Nice.
Cool.
Awesome.
Oh, dude, I'm so
stuff.
excited to make Big's day.
Yeah. Oh man, that's cool.
Well done and congratulations. And yeah, that's an epic prize, Cam. Awesome stuff.
Awesome stuff. And you could tell him later on in the MBE channel, The Voice, we do a lot of voice chat there where we play video games and stream it when we're bored. Sometimes I'll go in there and art live and people can watch me make the NFTs while I do them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's pour ourselves a hot cup of Cam.
Oh,
Let's go.
She just
He
does that
really-
because
he
she
loves
wants me
it.
to throw up on it.
He loves it when I do that. He loves it when I do that. I wait for his face.
Love. Yeah. You just want to see me throw up.
A little bit. So Cam, tell us about yourself. What do you do outside of the metaverse? And what brought you into the metaverse?
So outside of the metaverse, I work the weekends as a server at a restaurant.
Which
couple hours a
restaurant?
week. Coal-fired pizza place.
Ooh, that's all right. I like
Super
pizza.
easy one-page menu, perfect for a simp like me. You want pizza or pizza
You
or salad?
pizza
What
or
do you want?
pizza?
But that leaves me with a ton of free time. Outside of that, I do like Instacart, eBay, a lot of stuff like that. I just try to combine side hustles. I don't know. I've tried having a boss. I just suck at it.
I remember seeing something a while back where you were talking about how you were flipping, was it stereos or VCR players or something?
VCRs, those are honestly
Yeah.
the hottest flip right now, or really
Really?
always. Yeah. So VCRs aren't produced anymore anywhere by anybody, and there's still a market of people that want them. You can go to your local Goodwill, Savers, thrift shop, whatever. Usually find them for about $5 to $10. They'll flip on if it's like a popular brand like Sony, Panasonic, anything with a name. It'll flip for like 50 to 100 bucks depending on how many of the parts you have.
Wow. May have to compete with you now. Maybe you shouldn't have said that.
Oh, dude,
You'd be like,
can't
who
I
is this
can't fill the
Morecheese?
I really couldn't fill the demand if I wanted to. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know how many old people left are still buying VCRs, but they sell.
That's
I'm not
awesome,
questioning
though.
it.
So, like, the VCR is the new record player.
Yeah, I guess so. And it's just crazy. I forget. It was only a couple years ago. There was like one Japanese company left still pumping them out. And then when they stopped, like, that's it. It's only secondary now.
That's so
Yeah,
crazy.
You think of Japan as this massive high-tech place, but they're really slow to let go of their tech. Like, they still use fax machines, believe it or not. A lot of companies, if you want to do anything with them, you got to fax them the details. It's kind of hilarious.
Ooh,
But
that's
it's cool because, like, now that they have like online faxes, it's kind of obsolete, but the faxes were really good for like a signature type thing that you couldn't really get via email or something. But when I was younger, I used to have 2 VCRs because there was this trick that if you put tape over the opening of the VHS, you could record anything. And I used to make some good money recording videos I had and selling them. So I enjoy a side hustle, man. That's how old I am, Cam. Yes.
You're a bootlegger from way back.
You could see him putting like the numbers together. He's like, damn, that bitch is old.
I know you can record. I knew about that trick. I guess I've never thought about actually using that for profit. I like it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a hustler.
You can get yourself in big trouble. Don't go don't go FOMO when you're into cheese.
This is
illegal.
not VHS recording advice. You guys
not life
shouldn't
advice.
do it. I did this like way long 20 years ago. So this is
it might
like,
have even been a dream.
Oh.
Again, like you can't even. It's past the statute of limitations.
I remember doing that with a tape recorder, like taping over the bit that meant you couldn't record on it and recording off the radio, and the bloody DJ had come in and talk over the song, and you're like, damn it, now I gotta try and listen and wait another 5 hours so I can catch this song.
Oh, I didn't care. I would have the DJ on it. It was impossible. They did it on purpose so you wouldn't record the song. They would have to talk over the last 5 seconds and in the beginning of the first 5 seconds. But I used to have those mixtapes too. Ben and I were like the same age. That's so funny. Oh my God. So hustle. I like that. I used to be a sales person when I was younger. So it is nice to have that freedom and just kind of like do your own thing. Thinking back, the worst employment time I had was when I was working under somebody else. So it's cool that they're like, I see a lot more people doing that kind of side hustle thing, and I like it. And so what brought you into Upland?
Honestly, I was looking up like Bitcoin faucets or just some stupid like crypto like earn on your phone thing. Happened to come across Upland in the Play Store. I downloaded it. It seemed pretty cool. I like the Monopoly idea instantly. I love Monopoly. And then they suckered me in with those Pro Tools. I don't know if you guys remember, they used to have this thing under their Pro Tools section that said you would get all that. It was coming soon. You're gonna get all these extra things. Like you want to have these Pro Tools. So I put in $100, and after that, I just kind of wrote it out for a while. I didn't even realize this was like a thriving game. Like there was like a whole community and stuff until almost Chicago. It took me till almost Chicago to get into Discord. I started August 2020. Back in San Fran, and I went to most of the cities. I do stupid Google opinion rewards. They'll ask me about places I've been to. They spot. Yep. And then I that's how I would put more money into Upland. I didn't put anything else into Upland until Chicago. Except that. So I got properties throughout the game, but I would have like 1 or 2 in each city, and I just kept going. Like, I didn't know this was anything. I was like, cool, it's earning me a little bit. I had no idea.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a little tip to get more of those Google opinion rewards. Talk to your phone. do Google searches, and as soon as I do a Google search, I'll get like a survey. Like, did you just search for this? I'm like, yes, I did. 20 cents. So yeah.
No, but no, once I got into Discord, I was pretty much infected immediately. I ended up getting involved with Icon pretty early on. I tried to make a property swap with Slav. Slav had a park in Chicago, and I was trying to get that property off of him, and he's like, I think I'm going to host events here. I was like, what are you talking about, events? Like, and he's like, well, we have some ideas for the future. If you want to come join us over at Icon, we can show you some stuff. Like, and that's how I got involved. The West Coast build contest wasn't too far after that. I dove into that. And yeah, I guess here I
am. Slav is awesome. And isn't that great? Like, the Upland community is so freaking awesome, where you can just meet random people and then have like an idea of what you want to do within the next few months or years even, and even partner with them just out of nowhere, just a few sentences. Because Slav is in the UDU now as well. So you've been playing since 2020. That's crazy. So you've been playing more than me.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's weird. I have like two different, like, I know that I've been playing that long. So like I have some of the benefits of having an older account. I got dropped a decent amount of Spark and stuff like that. But like I really don't consider my gameplay until Chicago. Just because like I was aimlessly buying stuff. I had no idea. I barely understood the neighborhood boundaries line. Like I would just buy properties, and then afterward, like, why didn't it hit collection? I have no idea. I really didn't understand the game for a while. Like I wasn't flipping, I wasn't doing anything like that. Those were pure holds. And when I got into Discord, I got lucky. I was sitting on Fresno's, San Fran's, so I was able to sell those for profit and then move into Chicago.
That's cool.
I just was like, let's reorganize with an actual strategy. I went into Chicago. My initial plan was just to buy up all the tags I could. I wanted to monopolize business properties because I thought when businesses came out, they would need them. They had an AMA a couple months later where they said, no, it's just not the case. So
well, you never know
that strategy.
You never know. You never know.
Well, they said something about what you
could do it anywhere you want to, sort of thing. Yeah. But like like I still have hope that there might be advertising kind of connections through real life addresses in Upland. This is
I still hoard tags. I still definitely. Oh, no. I still hoard tags, and I still like certain properties and stuff like that. But I was buying secondary like that. Like I didn't even care about markup sometimes. Like I was just like, oh, that looks like a nice property. I want that. And that's all I went for. And then when that AMA happened, I was like, oh, we got to switch this up. So
now you're doing great. Now you're doing like you're making profit. You say, oh, new city. All right, I'm going to get it. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to make fast money. And then I'm going to put it into Chicago. Is that what you do?
No. So Chicago was just the first city I started in. Oakland's really kind of my hold. I love Alameda. I love Berkeley. Oakland in general is where my fan shop's at. I think Oakland is being incredibly undervalued in the game right now. And when we have more manufacturing, more uses for big lots, I think it's going to surprise people how important Oakland is compared to San Fran when it comes to what it can do.
All right. I could see that. I could definitely see that. And now, when you started kind of getting into, oh, we could do this, we could do that, is that when you kind of sought out to meet like-minded people? Is that when you met Scooby and decided, hey, like you're ambitious, I'm ambitious, let's get together and do something great, sort of thing?
So I got into, Slav got me into Icon when I went to get that property. And then Scooby was just in one of the chats one day. I started talking with Scoob and another guy who actually helped Slav over in Glenville at the time. And Scoob was just spitballing the idea of doing a podcast. I was like, I'm just getting into this, man. I don't really know a whole lot. I love to talk, but he's like, I don't know nearly as much as you think I do, man. Like, he's like, let's just do it. Like, and so me and Scoob, like, we kind of like, we knew each other a little bit before the podcast started, but we've really come to know each other more just over time. Like, we kind of just jumped into it together.
That's cool. I like that.
That's interesting that you mentioned Slav, because we've tried to get him to talk a few times and he doesn't get involved. So we'll have to follow up with him and say, what's going on, man?
He does a
So
little
I've never-
people laugh.
I've actually
That's
never
right.
I've never heard Slav talk. The guy that I was talking with school with initially, I can't even remember his name now. It's been months. CB is like his in-game name, and I know that he was one of the guys who was big on the whole Superman idea originally.
All right. Yeah. He's with Bach, with the Super Miles, not Super Miles, but I've talked to Slav voice chat, and he'll kill me. The thing he says the most is yeah. Yeah. Like, he has so many ideas coming into his head that like he tries to get them out, and it's just really funny. He's a smart guy. He's very talented. Well, he's learning Blender now. He was showing me some stuff before. He's should be working on some stuff as well. Like, I see him and a few others doing really great in the future with that Blender stuff.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Now, we kind of talked about the NFLPA at the onset when we're doing our rambling. Now, you have an actual business inside of Upland all about the NFLPA, selling what is essentially their NFTs within the game, the legits. Can you tell us, for the listeners and watchers who might not even be aware of what that is, can you give us a 101 on what the legits are and how you set up your business and how it runs and how things are going?
Yeah, absolutely. So the legits, I guess, are basically our version of trading cards kind of at the moment. We have different levels. They come out with new series every year. They have the beginner level, or the bottom level, is called the essentials. There are multiple essentials for every player. Right now with the 2021s, you can continue to mint them. That mint number is increasing. At the end of the year, or right before the beginning of the season, I think they're going to start and go into the 2022s, and that's when that'll finally stop. But you have the essentials that are just common cards. Essentially, the mint numbers matter, but they're more or less common cards. But they all have fan points. Every NFL legit has fan points that you want to stack to help you get things called mementos. These mementos are one of ones and carry a lot of fan points. They're much more valuable at this moment. And if you have more fan points for a specific team, it'll get you a better spot in line to have a chance to mint one of those mementos that really I think most people are going for.
Oh, really? Because I didn't know that aspect of it. Like, I knew that there was a fan score, and I knew that you guys were adding up your points for something, but I didn't know what it was. So the more of a fan score that you get, the higher in line you get to get a memento, a newer memento.
Yeah. So when the mementos, the way those go down is when there's a game set up, you have to go to that stadium, that NFLPA stadium, wherever they're playing, and they'll have a memento for the top players or for most of the players. And depending on your spot or your fan score will be your spot in line, your chance to actually buy one of those. But the memento isn't really even minted or done until after the game. It'll be stamped with the stats of that game. So even buying one is still its own risk. You could get a memento where your favorite wide receiver does absolutely nothing, or you can get one where he breaks a record.
Wow.
Yeah, and by go to the stadium, Cam means within the Upland Metaverse, like within the mechanics of the actual game. Yeah. Now,
yes.
have they introduced the signature system yet, or is that still yet to play out?
That's still yet to play out. We're also still waiting on these things called replicas, which are going to be a replica of the memento. They're not going to be quite a memento, but they'll carry more fan score. They'll be more valuable than an essential. And the whole idea is that you would burn essentials to get replicas.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's how valuable these mementos are, that we want to kind of copy them at a lower level.
All right, that's cool. So they'll have, like, when you say burn, like, you mean like a blending kind of thing? You put the essentials together and kind of blend them into a replica.
Yeah, so they're not even really 100% clear on exactly how this is going to be rolled out. We have an idea we know some of the parameters are that you're not going to be able to use the same card. So I can't use 5 Tom Brady 2021 caps. I could use a Tom Brady cap, a jersey, and then from what I understand, we should be able to use a cap and a jersey from another year.
Oh, wow.
And what you burn will influence the replica, but it's not guaranteeing you'll get that guy.
All right. That's pretty cool. I like that.
And what was your take on the whole stadiums being built and then demolished and rebuilt? Like, that's still all playing out too, isn't it?
I don't know. It's kind of frustrating. They're asking people, especially if they're not going to be like at least doing more giveaways to go along with this stuff. If you want to just keep building them, destroying them, but you're giving stuff away the whole way, people are putting their spark in for a chance to win something. They're not. Let's be real. They're not doing it necessarily a community-driven thing, and at least there's the chance of something. But like, we're just taking people's spark that they could have earned money on, could have built buildings with, could have even helped a lower level player with, and we're just going to throw it away. I don't know. It's just kind of insulting.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. We've seen that Atomic Pop has a high-rise going up in the Flatiron district of Manhattan, and a lot of people had started to pile on Spark there. And he's like, wait a minute, yeah, I'd much prefer you put your Spark onto a low-level player's building. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like Atomic.
Yeah. Now, he's somebody who's got himself in all sorts of trouble because, you know, he's very opinionated. He's passionate. I feel he always comes from a place of wanting to improve things. You know, sure, sometimes there's better ways to say things or do things, and Cheese is a prime example. I always try to run my rants through her filter before I put them out there, and she has saved my ass on more than one occasion, including just recently. So yeah, filters are good at sometimes. Now I know, Cam, you're somebody who's very passionate in your opinions, but it comes from a place of you want this to succeed. You can see that there's improvements to be made. Well, what are some of the times you've gotten yourself in trouble?
Really, honestly, most recently, I've really been throwing myself into the fire recently. With just the cafe, I see the cafe as like is almost like a utility at this point. Until I can talk to people in game, this is the only spot it exists outside of other Discords. I can understand why they didn't prepare necessarily for it to become what it did, because it was just a player side project more or less at a point. But I mean, we have numerous players who have come through there, who have progressed and become active members of the community. And I could show you countless examples of people who say that they would have left or never made it to where they're at without the cafe. And until we have that in-game utility, I'm not going to give up on that. And I've been probably less than nice about it at times, and I could definitely take a step back before I talk. But yeah, no, I've been very passionate about that. But because I know what they have, it's a beautiful thing that's done so well, and to see them not take care of it, it just disappoints me.
Yep, absolutely. I get that.
I like the way your painting is moving in the background on the screen. It's very kind of psychedelic a bit. Am I the only one that sees this?
Yeah, I'm noticing that. I don't know.
All right, cool. Phew.
It wasn't an effect that I intended, but I'll take it.
It is pretty cool. All right. Yeah, that's cool. I do see your passion. I have my own passion. Sometimes, you know, I say things and then a few minutes later, I'm like, shit, maybe I should have talked to Ben first before I said that. I do that a lot more often nowadays, which has kept me, you know, a little bit more in the safety zone. But yeah.
Mossy's kind of my barometer. I try to throw stuff at Mossy. If he's around, he'll usually save me too. If he hears me getting spicy somewhere, he's like, "Hey, Cam, come join me over here for a minute."
That's a good thing. That's important. It's important to have that. It's important.
Cool.
So.
All right, now you did say your NFLPA shop was in Oakland, and you kind of touched on that. You think Oakland's going to be important in the future. Can you dive into that a bit more?
So I think Oakland's going to be important for a few reasons. first off, my shop's in Oakland exclusively because of Icon and Mosswood. I wanted to be able to give something back to the group. So the first Meta Venture I was really proud to be able to do that. But Oakland, in general, I think will be important, being that it's a Bay Area. It's going to be important to boats. You have Alameda, Berkeley, a lot of coastal even in Oakland, boats and stuff like that. I know that's a little bit of ways, but I think that's going to be important. It's got larger lots than San Francisco without having to go as far as Fresno, Bakersfield, or somewhere else. So I think that it'll be a great hub for San Francisco when it comes to really storage or manufacturing anything. Like Oakland actually has the space in some areas. And I think that it's not necessarily going to be the best of anything, but I think that it's insanely undervalued right now. It's one of the only minted out cities that's really selling at mint. And I don't understand that. So I've really gone into that market, and I'm willing to just keep buying at these prices. I'm happy to make profits during city releases and just bring it back home.
This is a great buyer's market. Like I'm loving this. Like a lot of people are really nervous and scared, but like forget about it. Like it's like a sale. Like I need to take my UPX and like escrow it away on one of Ben's properties and just forget about it. But I don't know. It's like these sales are too good.
I think that's been Cam's bread and butter for a while, hasn't it? You wait until this, the city release, the information about city releases gets put out there, and everyone starts panic selling, and you're one of the ones that just goes around cherry picking all the best bits, aren't you? Am I remembering that correctly?
So I'll give you my laid out strategy. I tell everybody before city releases, everybody starts dumping the old cities for the new cities. I take whatever liquid I have and buy the best stuff I can find that I'm happy to take. During the city release, I usually am out of liquid. I will take one of the bigger, better lots or assortment of lots, or find somebody I know that's just comfortable working with me. I'll take a loan and I'll pay out to the teeth. I don't care. I'll take a loan out and I'll go hit that new city, flip everything at what I can get it, pay the loan off, keep a few key properties, take the profit, and then just go reinvest, reinvest in the old cities. Or wait, if I'm interested in the city, wait until after collection reveal, and then whatever doesn't hit, it ends up dumping, and buy into that. And that's actually how I built Mexican Town. Mexican Town didn't hit. People started dumping it at like under mint and 5K a prop. I bought up absolutely everything I could, and then literally started handing it away to people. I was just like, just help me build. If you build this, it's yours. I don't care if you sell it after. Never give me anything for it. I just want to build this. And you can, like, people, I don't know, it's a nice small neighborhood, real world. It kind of important, not important per se, but it's recognizable. It's definitely distinct. And I've never seen an ethnic or like any sort of ethnic neighborhood in the game be below city floor ever. Go look at any of the old cities. You don't see that. So I just saw that as a prime opportunity.
Yeah, like Chinatown and Japantown in San Francisco, and that they always had communities build up around them, but we haven't really seen any sort of coordinated push to get them developed. Not like what you've done in Mexican Town. What'd you say, 25% in what is essentially just a few weeks? It's not that long ago that it was released.
I opened the Discord for it and really started about 2 months ago. It's like a couple days past 2 months. Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. And speaking of percentage built, go back to Mosswood. Like, it was very cool to see that the team ticked over 50% built there. So that's pretty monumental achievement right there.
No, I'm wicked happy with Mosswood. That's where we tried to compete in the West Coast building competition, and fortunately we came in fourth, but we just never let up, and we just made that like really our driving force. And I love the neighborhood. It's one of those places that'll break your computer if you have everything turned on.
Yep, absolutely. And we're one build behind 50% ourselves at Midtown Terrace. So I think that'll finish up in probably a couple of hours actually. So
nice.
You guys are a good bit bigger, right?
Just I think it's 796, where I think what's Mosswood's 400 or something, isn't it?
I want to say it's like 450. Yeah, you guys are almost double.
Yeah. So yeah, we talked about that in this week's UDU podcast, where there are a lot of, well, not a lot. There's several projects that are ahead of Mosswood and Midtown Terrace as far as percentage constructed. But what have they got? Like 2 properties, 10 properties, 12 properties. That's Mosswood is by far the the leader if you want to get into the actual stats of things, as far as percentage developed, Mosswood is definitely out at the front of that.
Yeah, I think that what is it? I think 50 properties. If you go anything above 50 properties, I think that's where Mosswood and Metaventurist come in.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see. Because as we always say, it's easy to talk up these projects, but yeah, it takes a lot of time, effort, resources, energy, and drama management to actually get stuff done. So
yeah, no, definitely flipping has been a much bigger part of my gameplay as of late, but I'm trying to get back to, I had started in just node projects and stuff like that. And I learned very early on, it takes a lot of resource, a lot of effort, and a lot of coordination, and I've made plenty of mistakes along the way. Mosswood thought it would be a good idea, or Mosswood Icon, and back in Cleveland, we thought it was a good idea to try to get everybody involved. Let's buy an Edgewood property, come join us at Icon. Every single one of those got fucking held got us held hostage. Every single fucking
Really?
one. Oh my god, I was paying through the teeth to those things.
yeah. Yeah, we tried to do something similar at UDU, and it just didn't pan out because people come in for the wrong reasons, and it kind of goes against. You're always going to have people within the team that start working against you, but if you get outsiders in quotes in as well, you're really up against it. So
Yeah.
It was a learning experience, though. I mean, we tried, and that's not the way we'll go do that again.
Yes. Yeah. Or
But
how do you Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say that's why I really I have another project I'm working on as well at Poets Corner. I'm trying to find undervalued things so that if I'm selling it to somebody or getting it to somebody, I can literally get it to them at value, and I'm taking either no loss or a small profit while getting them something at value and not asking them to have to pay up front, and try to build the value in nodes on the back end. Like, I'm not going to ask the value now. Like, you'll see the value on the back end. Like, and as long as I have enough pieces of property there, and I continue to invest in that area, I don't have to take it from you. The neighborhood will grow itself.
Yeah, it's a fine balance when you're talking about building those things. Like, you're essentially taking a risk to put these properties in other people's hands and thinking that they will do the right thing. I know that we've experienced it at Midtown Terrace, where I've given like several properties to people, and next minute they bail out and they're trying to flip them at monumental prices. It is always a risk, but it's just part of the process you got to go through.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I know at this point, I try to just build with like people that I already know within the community. I'm always welcome like newer players, but you just got to be cautious.
Yeah. All right, and then how are you feeling about the way that the introduction of cars is going to potentially change the way we move around within the Upland Metaverse and that sort of thing? What's your take on all that?
I don't think the introduction of cars is going to change really our day-to-day very much, but down the road, I just see it as a completely different place. I mean, we're just floating around right now.
Yeah.
From what I understand too, we're going to have cities that you can only drive to. So, I mean, not to say that it's going to create a class system, but it's going to be an interesting situation, especially if cars continue to be expensive, where people might just forego. Some people might not go to that city.
What about in regards to treasure hunting?
So the only way I could see treasure hunting continuing to exist with cars, unless we get down to a neighborhood level, is that it would be basically like an overlay or some sort of thing where you get to still float, but like once you exit this, like you're back in your car, back where you were.
Like a completely different kind of mechanic. Yeah.
I can't imagine a world where they coexist, not in the way that it works now. What, are you going to drive there?
Yeah.
Like people with better cars are faster.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't imagine it working out. Maybe they find something, and maybe I'm completely wrong. To be honest, I probably don't have the best grasp on treasure hunting as is. Like, I treasure hunt here and there, but I'm not competitive at it. I've pretty much foregone competitive chess.
So what keeps you playing now? What are you most passionate about within the game nowadays?
I'm really looking forward to like in-game cafes. My primary business that I really want and still want to do is nurseries and like life token type like NFTs, like plants, stuff like that. I enjoy the property flipping aspect of it. I love going to new cities. It's just fun. You learn about them, make some money if you know what you're doing. There's honestly Upland to me. What I think I enjoy about it is that there's so much. I don't think any one thing is really all that great. I think if you were to look at any piece of Upland, you could say that that's lacking, but that there's so many different things you can do is what makes it great. I'm always busy.
Cool. And are you heading off to Las Vegas for the big thing?
Yeah, I should be going to Vegas. I should be buying my tickets either tonight or tomorrow. I've been stalling.
So late.
Oh,
My
that's cool.
gosh.
There you go, Cheese. You're gonna have to hook up with the cameraman.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so nervous. I'm gonna be looking for all my special friends right away. And I'll be like, all right, stay with me. Don't leave, like surround me, hide me. I'll stay in the middle. Yeah.
I will say submerchants recently. The whole submerchants things in Metaventures has been really cool to see.
Yeah.
How was that played out with you in your shop? Are you seeing much success with that?
It's literally I would say that we had a good upfront hit with the NFLPA legits. A lot of people got to get stuff, but once the market moved what people really wanted, we stalled out a little bit. We're missing that utility piece a lot of people are waiting on. Once submerchants came out though, the problem before was if you had something that wasn't premium, it wasn't worth it to pay that price for a burner plus fees and everything like that to move your non-premium piece. So a good percentage of the market just was stalled out, could not move. You couldn't do anything with it. Now submerchants, there's no burners, none of that. They just drop smaller fees and we don't have to pay taxes on the burner property either. I'm seeing the lower levels of the market move at paces I've never seen before in NFLPA, and it's really exciting to see. I think it's going to open up a lot. And I think that it's good for everybody to be able to get rid of stuff that they don't plan to keep so they can move into stuff they want.
Cool. Now, was it 40 NFLPA legit shop open or was it 50? It was a big number like that, wasn't it?
40 opened. I know one's closed due to not paying its fees. I don't know if it's
really?
just one, but I know at least one, yeah.
Yeah. And how much time are you putting into this per day? Now that they have that submergent system open, I imagine that takes away a bit of it, but what are you looking at? Is it a couple of hours a day or?
I'm going to be honest with you. At this point, I have a couple people I still had active consignments with before. And because there's a 7-day restriction on the submerchants, certain premium pieces that I know aren't going to sell in 7 days, I might entertain going into like the more traditional like consignment, or I guess what was traditional consignment, but I really don't plan on doing anything other than submerchants and letting people use, because there's not a whole lot of places people can do it. And I'm not going to enter the market speculatively. I already have something that's just making me money in that. I don't need to add to that. I'm just going to let it do its thing. I just approve them as they come in. Once I start coming into a capacity issue, I'll have to start looking over some stuff and like considering like whether or not this is priced reasonably. But at the moment, I haven't had to deal with that.
And as far as the economics go, is it a situation where it's like, oh, this is a nice extra kind of income stream, or is it a holy shit, this is like actually something pretty big here?
So just being off submerchants, I probably make about 4% of sales after paying out the fees, which right now isn't like tremendous, but it's definitely helpful. And I think that number is going to continue to increase.
Cool.
It's noticeable. It's definitely noticeable.
Yeah, and you've had no problems like paying the what do they call it, the dues, the monthly dues?
No, so far we had our first month's dues. My dues were like 1,700 UPIX or something, 1,750 UPIX.
Yeah, that's good.
I did like 400K in sales, so I'd pay 1,700 UPIX just to have that foam finger over my shop every day. I don't care if I make no.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's true. Like, if you have a long term mentality, absolutely. Like it's, again, it's not financial advice, but yeah, even if you were to take a short term hit, like if it was to come out of your back pocket, it may be worth it in the long while if you just stick to it. So
Definitely.
interesting.
Do you see go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so I have I don't plan to give up my NFL shop, but being completely honest, it wasn't something I planned on going into. And if it becomes a more competitive space, I could definitely see myself stepping back, especially once plants and stuff become available. But as long as it's not hurting me and stuff's moving through it, I have no reason to stop. The Submergence has literally made it click yes, click yes, click yes. I couldn't have gone on the way it was, but I'll go on the way it is forever.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, like, is there another meta venture that would come out that would make you kind of step away from your NFLPA?
Plants. I want bonsai trees.
You want bonsai trees?
I love bonsai trees.
That's cool. I like that. I can't wait for STEM to come out. Do you think they're going to be announcing anything that has to do with that for Genesis Week?
I could see them dropping some info. I don't know if we'll have anything concrete, but it would definitely be a nice thing to hear some more info about, and not more like, I feel like it's mostly whispers these days.
Well, Edan slipped in that I don't know if it was Germany or where they were doing like a bit of a AMA or a live Q&A, and he said, expect STEM sooner than later. And he looks over at Dirk and he's like, right, Dirk? And Dirk is like, like you bastard, what are you doing? Like, stop, just be quiet.
Or maybe Dirk has no idea.
No, you saw the fear in his eyes, like you better shut up. And I'm like, say more, Dad, say more. I'm really excited about STEM. So I'm ready for it.
No, absolutely. Me too.
Very cool.
So yeah, I now you have all these projects that you kind of have juggling. You go on, do the thing with Scooby and Icon. You have your Mexican Town. You have your Poets Corner that you're looking into, and you have your Meta Venture. Is it work that you love, exciting, or do you see it starting to kind of weigh down on you a bit?
There was, honestly, within the last probably month or two, I felt myself being a little bit weighed down, and I've basically consolidated my efforts into stuff that I am actually excited about, because I find things that I'm excited about don't pull me down. But when I have things, I feel like it almost pulls me down when I have to do obligations that pull me away from things that I really like, more than anything. So I've really started turning down things that I'm not all that interested in.
Yeah, I hear
that rings true. Like,
yeah.
When was that? I had a big burnout probably, what was that, a month or two ago, and I was in so many servers, and I was just like, I'm just going to bail out of everything and just focus on a few core things that I can actually devote my limited time to.
Like,
because
I felt
so much happening. There's just so much happening in the space, and every week there's some other new project, and it becomes a feature creep system, situation very quickly.
Yeah, I took Ben's advice. I had to get out of a few servers myself, and it was really good. Like, servers that I knew what I wanted to do there, I didn't really need to see them in order to do them. And it helped because I have to be in a lot of servers. I'm the one, like, kind of, Ben and I have our own sort of kind of like things that we do. What is it called?
Dynamic, I was going to say.
Yeah. And mine is kind of like just trying to be seen everywhere. Like, I want to be seen everywhere sort of thing. So I have to keep certain ones open that I know a lot of people kind of congregate around.
Yeah, because you do all the work as far as booking for the show and that whatnot. So that's very important. Cool. Alrighty. Well, is there anything else you'd like to touch on or bring up, or what do you got going on, Cam, before we wrap up here?
Not a whole lot, I guess. I'm just excited to keep seeing what Mexican Town can do. I know that it is a bit smaller than some of the top neighborhoods right now, but my goal is to really be able to surpass them just in percentage wise, just to see if we can do it. I'm hoping that we don't. I know I forecast a wall somewhere around 50% if I can't increase some membership or get properties off of players, 50-60%, but we'll see what I can do in between now and then to try to speed some of that up.
Yeah, it's kind of a tricky balance, that one. I know for Midtown Terrace, we're pushing for 50. We may get to 60, but we really don't want to go much further than that, because you need to have some flexibility for what's to come. You know, whether that's other building types, or whether we get more information about neighborhood scores, or even for like businesses and that sort of stuff. Even with my outdoor decor business, I still don't know how much actual property I'm going to need to display stock and whatnot. So you could get yourself in a bit of trouble there if you went too far ahead. You know, it'd just become a wasted amount of time or whatever. If all you're doing is purely chasing for that a high percentage number.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest, Mexican Town, I'm trying to come up with more of a actual idea for it, but in its inception, it was just purely how fast can we get this thing built out? I just want to see if we can build something, like get the community behind something, and not really ask anybody to upfront any money for it.
Yeah.
I've taken huge wins in this game just off speculation of others and stuff like that. So I wanted to give back for something, and this is more of a fun project. If it can become more, that would be great. But I guess it's still kind of a quest as to what it is. It wasn't really planned out. I have other projects that I have more plans for. This one's just purely to see like how much power we have in the community.
Cool. All right. If people want to find out more about yourself or all of the different projects you've got going on, where can they get a hold of you?
You can reach me at Discord, Cam DaCruz.
Twitter?
Yeah. I don't really have anything public outside of Discord these days. I gotta change that. I'll update that. But yeah, no, just Discord right now.
So we got to do what's the sickos challenge?
I'll do that on the back end.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that one. They've had it too easy just recently. So
This is true. What about the NFT? I got to make of Cam. Anything come to mind? I'm gonna probably have to listen to this again and see if he said anything.
Well, he's got a lot going on between, Mosswood, Mexican Town, these NFLPA shops. He's in real life pizza business. There's a lot for you to play with there.
This is true. I can make you like
flipping VCRs,
flipping a VCR in the air while on his bong.
Let's go.
So yeah. I think you're going to have to filter out some inspiration rather than scrambling to try and find some for this one.
I know there's a lot to go on. I'm trying to make every new one that's coming out a little bit better than before. So we'll see.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you come up with.
Well, I'm right now I'm up to no Steve. So like I'm a bit behind. So that question I asked you, like about juggling all the stuff, like it's hard for me too, because we have this show once a week, and like I haven't had any time to do any of my own NFTs, which is my fault because I play video games way too much. But it's what keeps me sane. So
start getting up at 3 a.m. like I do.
I go to sleep at 3 a.m. and then I wake up at 6. I need those 3 hours back. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, so like I'll be like, oh yeah, some NFTs I can just do it, like Morecheeese. His was fast. I don't know. He had such a great face. But if there's somebody with a lot of angles to their face, it takes a lot of time, because then there's more shadowing and this and that. So no, see if he's good because he had a hat on. He has the long hair. I could wear the glasses. So I was thinking about making him kind of like holding on to the tip of Red Hook, like maybe dangling back and forth or something. And then I gotta think about what's in his, like what another something about it. But yeah, that's in my head already.
Alrighty, let's get us wrapped up, Cheese.
Get out of here. We're done. That's it. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Ben.
Jen.
Bye.
Go ahead, get your pinky up. Talk wine and cheese, motherfucker. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Talk wine and cheese, motherfucker. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up.
G'day, sickos. Okay, for this free episode theme, Morecheeese NFT, as always, like and subscribe. Then drop a comment in the YouTube video for this episode and let Cam know what your favorite pizza topping combination is. Later.
Empire, samurai, ride on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off your ride. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. Evil empire, samurai, ride on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife. Flying through the sky, evil empire, samurai. Riding on a dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off the ride. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. Evil empire, samurai. Riding on a dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife. Flying through the sky.